It's that time, folks. It's time for your board game dessert. It's game pie time. Woo, game pie. Game pie is when Mandy and I serve up a selection of games curated by our whims and our excellent taste because we hate ranking things, but we do love wonderful baked treats. And that's why we try to make a game pie for you. We are serving the second half of a game pie because last episode it was our first anticipation 2025. Now we're doing the back half of our top games that we are anticipating in 2025. So last episode, Mandy,
Yes.
I had Molly House Railroad Tiles, Knitting Circle Sweet Labs, and Winter Rabbit. What did you have?
That would require me to pull that up. So why don't you tell everybody what I had?
You had Laird's Galactic Cruise, Brick Like This, Great Western Trail, El Paso, and Baghdad, which is on Kickstarter right now
Yes,
from
I
Alley Cat
saw
Games.
that.
All
Mhm.
right, so that's a refresh on what we had last time. We got all new games this time, Mandy. Why don't you go first?
Okay, yeah. So I went off on a branch here. I found a couple lists. I was like, how come I never saw these games? So I'm just like, this looks great. So the first one or my first slice of what I'm looking forward to seeing or playing in 2025 Game Pie is Ayar Children of the Sun. Have you seen anything about this?
Nope, no, nothing about it.
Really? I'm also kind of surprised. This is definitely
There's
a Suzanne thing. Okay, so I'm looking at, and again, these are not games I know like a ton about. I just know from the list. So this one is put out, it looks like by Osprey, and it looks like the same box as the others. Oh my gosh, why are they
Merv.
Merv?
This one looks like the mock Merv. Yep.
Right. There's another one that I played that I also enjoyed, but
Ragusa.
thank you. So
Mhm.
it looks like it's part of that whole
It
series.
does. Yeah, I see it now. Yep.
You see it? Okay, perfect. And they're talking about an ancient civilization. It has some set collection, worker placement mechanisms, and art in this one, I think, is Ian O'Toole. So that would explain why it looks very similar to the others. Sankore was the other game that I was thinking of.
Oh.
But it does seem to be in that kind of weight. So it is going to be on the heavier side. That's as much as I have on it, but I'm excited to try it. So, because the other two were quite strong in that series. So AR Children of the Sun.
All righty. I thank you for putting that on my radar. First up for me is Tabriz. Now, this was previously
Oh,
already crowdfunded, and now I think it's just coming out to general population. Like me, I'm very excited for it. This is designed by Randy Flynn, of course, the Spiel des Jahres award-winning game
nice.
designer of Cascadia. This is all about crafting and buying dice and then using those for resources to exchange for contracts, all about weaving and selling luxurious rugs in Persia. Ooh. So Tabriz definitely looks like it's got some really cool mechanism. It looks like it's a gorgeous production. Nice kind of maybe mid-weight, slightly heavier mid-weight Euro style game. I am excited.
Yeah, I think I remember you talking about it, and Randy makes some great stuff. So I'm looking forward to trying that as well. My second slice of pie, well, sounds familiar to some people, but it's a new one, and I don't think it's an expansion. I think it seems to be a standalone, and it's called Nippon Zaibatsu. And for those who are not familiar, Nippon's like, well, I guess, an economic industry kind of manufacturing game.
Right?
And in this version here, so Nippon Zaibatsu, there's area majority, influence, contracts, end game bonuses, income, open drafting. And I think some of those are familiar to the other game as well. It seems like it's separate, like it's a standalone. I could be wrong. Let me just make sure I'm not telling you lies. Okay, it actually is a re-implement, it says. So I'm on the BGG page, and it actually says re-implement of Nippon. But it probably has
Oh,
some.
is it actually just because so
Yeah,
Nippon was originally published by What's Your Game? What's Your Game has since folded. So I wasn't,
right.
I don't know what happened with that arrangement or anything, but of course the designers are really well liked and really like their work. And so, so if this is the way that they're getting Nippon back out, cool.
I'm guessing because it does say re-implement, and it's weighted at a 4 out of 5. It's funny, I didn't find Nippon super complex. Like, yes, it was a complex game, but I didn't find it that a 4 is a lot. But hey, they may have added some new bits that I am not
Right.
100% familiar with. I did note that it is scheduled to be on Kickstarter or crowdfunded in April. So this is one
Got it.
that you can get that way as well. So there's not much on the site about it right now, but I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more about Nippon Zaibatsu.
Excellent. Next up for me, Dungeon Rummy. Dungeon
Ooh.
Rummy. It is a cooperative card-based game in which you're working together to fight monsters, but you're playing Rummy. There's some deals with specialized suits, and different suits give you powers and abilities to fight off the monsters. Hey, with games like The Gang or The Crew,
Right.
right? These classic card games that then are turned into cooperative elements already are a hit with me. And now we have Rummy, which is, a very simple classic game, but it sounds like they've really brought something to it in terms of the theming and fighting monsters and how that all works. So I'm excited. Plus, Mandy, the game designer here is Fel Barros, who is somebody that exactly, it's somebody that you and I have known for years and years and years through their
Yes.
work at Simon Games back in the day. So I'm excited to see what else Fel has come up with in Dungeon Rummy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Rummy, you said enough that I'm like into it. So,
Yeah.
yes, can't wait to try that for sure. The next piece of pie on my list is a game called TwinStar Valley. So, have you heard of this?
Never,
No.
nope, new to me. All
To be
right.
fair, I'll be very fair with you. I found a list. I've been looking through a few lists and I'm like, I have not heard of these games. So there are people pulling stuff out. I'm like, I gotta check this out. So
Okay.
TwinStar Valley, I'm on a roll with this type of game. Economic, industry, manufacturing. This one says transportation with market, network, route building, and worker placement. So those are some things you'll find in this game. I don't, from what I'm looking at, it doesn't seem to be overly complex. I think it's about a 2.5 out of 5 on BGG, and it plays in about 60 to 80 minutes. So I don't think it's going to be intense, but it might be that kind of medium, maybe medium to heavy game. We'll see what it is. There's not a ton of information on it, but just from that, it sounds pretty interesting. And I do like the fact that it says the game combines route building and market manipulation. But they do it in a way that's easy to understand and gives you freedom of decisions.
All
So
right.
that right there was enough for me. So TwinStar Valley, not a lot on the site. Looking forward to seeing more.
Excellent. And it sounds cool. I love that we do this because I can't save a
Yeah.
game and I'm like, oh. All right. Next up for me for 2025 anticipation. And this one's frustrating because I know it's not going to come out until the end of the year. So even though I'm saying I'm looking forward to it, I'm going to have to wait. Ugh. But this is Night Witches. Night Witches is actually more of a historical war game style game for 1 to 2 players,
Right.
designed by Liz Davidson and Jack D. Thompson, David Thompson. Sorry, J. David Thompson. I'm getting it wrong. I know, and I sound like a jerk, and I'm so sorry. It's just I get letters and names mixed up, but really great designers, and the story behind this is so great. So Night Witches is about the Soviet women pilots that would fly raids against the Luftwaffe in World War II, right? A kind of an undertold story about really amazing people. It is 1 to 2 players. I have played some games like this before, like with hunters and things like that. I don't know anything about the mechanisms, but I know the designer cred is incredibly strong, and I
Yeah.
know the theme is incredibly cool. So between those 2 things, it's also published by Fort Circle, which published
Oh, nice.
Votes for
Yeah,
Women,
which is
right?
really
So
good.
I'm really excited for Night Witches.
Yeah, and it is David Thompson. You are correct. So
Thank you. Oh my gosh.
no,
I'm
sorry, I
just
was like thinking, I'm like, no, I think you are right. But yeah, I just looked it up and the theme looks super good. So yeah, that's definitely one I have to add to my list as well. And is this already my last slice of pie? Wow, that went
that fast.
so fast. Okay, the last slice of pie for me is a game called Compania. Have you heard of this one?
No, Mandy, I have not. My gosh.
I'm sorry. So this game, actually, I'm a little surprised you haven't. And the reason why is it's and I'm trying to see it looks like it's originating from a designer in Asia, but I don't know exactly where, just based on the text. But apparently Level 99 will be publishing this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm not exactly sure, but it's The description here is you're taking on the role of a proprietor, so struggling proprietor, and you're building your company to become wealthy. I mean, that seems like a lot
Mhm.
of games. But you're using hidden dice placement in this game
Mm.
to send out workers to do your goals, and you're trying to be competitive in your space. But I do like the fact that you're using. I mean, I love games with dice in them, and if you're a dice and that kind of worker
Mhm.
placement with dice, I'm
Mhm.
I'm all
Mhm.
about it.
Mhm.
So yeah, do a little search, Suzanne, because I'm pretty sure you probably have heard of it, and then it's just like maybe they've changed the name or
I
something.
think I've heard of the Asabition, publisher before. I
Okay.
could be wrong, but, it's a publisher out of Japan, right?
Okay, it is Japan. I wasn't sure, so
Yep.
that's why I didn't want to guess or whatever. So
Yeah, of
okay,
course,
so
of
there you
course.
go, Japanese. So but yeah, it looks like level 99 might be bringing it to the North
Oh,
America
that's
list.
great. Then
Yeah.
it'll be easy for us to get. I
So
love
yeah,
it.
so there you go, Compania.
That looks great.
I know. I
Oh,
like I literally
that's
saw that and I was like, Suzanne, like, whoa, why is this not on your list?
like, honestly, of the games on your p pie today,
Yeah,
number
strong.
1 that
Yeah,
I need to add to my list. That looks awesome. Alrighty, our last slice of 2025 anticipation pie, and I mean, honestly, there's a lot of great stuff. It was
sure.
definitely picking and choosing here. Defenders of the Dictionary. Now, I have mentioned this before, and I can't remember when, but apparently it's coming out in 2025, which I'm excited for. This is from Adam's Apple Games, who publishes the other game that I really, really like that I totally can't remember, Planet Unknown.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So Planet Unknown, I also have Thrive, which is a cute little abstract game from
Nice.
them, Truck Off, which is a roll and
Oh
write
yeah.
game from
Truck off's
them.
good.
Yeah, and so, great publisher cred there. Defenders of the Dictionary is a word game, which,
Mm.
not everybody loves, but I think this one sounds super fun because you're playing to cooperate, to navigate a letter and grid placed thing. It's cooperative. You have missions, so you're trying to complete things with words and get you more things. I don't know a lot about the game. There's no images that
Yeah.
I could find or anything like that, but the publisher gets me excited. I like word games. The idea of a cooperative word game I think is really, really great because sometimes because that balances out like the whole like, oh, you have a bigger vocabulary or
Right.
whatever that a lot of word games can suffer from. So Defenders of the Dictionary. No idea when or how it's coming out, but I gotta have it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm about it. I love a good word game. So yeah, that's definitely going on my list for sure.
All righty. Some good games between last episode and this episode. Really great games to look forward to in 2025. If you have games that we didn't mention that you're looking forward to, and honestly, folks, we could have included lots more. Like, I didn't get very many small card games, but there's a lot of really cool small card games coming
Sure.
out. Oh, my goodness. Hey, you can let us know. Let us know if you're mad. Better yet, let us know what we missed because, like, just like Mandy, you literally put out 4 games I didn't know about.
You got a lot that I didn't either, so
So yeah, there's so much we no one person can keep up on it. So email us saltandsassgames@gmail.com or join our guild 4131 on boardgamegeek.com or join us on social media, right, Mandy?
absolutely. We are on the social, so potentially you could be watching us right now on YouTube, but we are also on Twitch, and you can find us there at Salt and Sass Games. That's Salt and Sass Games. We are also on Blue Sky, and you can find us there at Salt and Sass. And you definitely want to be there because lets you know when we're live streaming and what's going on. So definitely, if you haven't push the button and gotten on there, get on there, follow us. You can find me on Blue Sky, Instagram, many things at 613 Mandy. That's Mandy with an I. How about you, Suzanne?
And you can find me. I'm pretty much just on Blue Sky nowadays. I am at 425 Suzanne. But until next episode in 2 weeks, or until hopefully we see you in a stream, you know, eat some treats, read a good book, stay hydrated, and play a lot of games. We'll see you then. Bye,
Okay.
everybody.
Bye.